Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's practice. This is a little bit different this week. Like all of us, I also have stress and tension in my life. Fortunately, thanks to the practice of Qigong, it's relatively easy to move this through the body. So if you're feeling a little anxious, overwhelmed, burned out, or you just want to generate some positive energy, come and join me for this practice. We'll start with the hands crossed over each other at the heart. Your feet will be together and your knees are unlocked. Shoulders are relaxed. Allow your chest and your belly to soften. And feel your head aligned with the heavens. Here we become a conduit to the energies of heaven and earth, as well as tapping into this infinite resource of love and divine wisdom that is our heart. Just allowing your hands to descend and rest by your sides. We'll start this practice by doing some walking on the spot. So you're just going to lift up one heel and then the other. Here I'm really pressing down into the balls of my feet. This will activate the calves, which are known as the second heart pump in the body, and really help to pump the energy of earth up through the feet and the legs, circulating through the body, as well as activating the master point for the kidneys, which is at the bottom of the feet. This will help to support your kidney energy, which acts like the batteries of the body. The breath is natural throughout this practice, in and out through the nose. Here we're going to circulate through the shoulders. So I'm not doing anything with my arms, they're just lifting up from the shoulders. I am pumping through the knees, allowing the tailbone to tuck under to push me up, and then rolling the shoulders forward. We'll then move in the opposite direction, coming backwards. Not only does this open up through the shoulders where we carry our burdens, but it's also a beautiful massage for your heart and lungs. Qigong as a practice is a wonderful way to restore your energy, but also to release negative emotions and tension, which we sometimes unwittingly pick up from other people and our environment. Come back to center and then interlace your fingers, and we'll start working through the wrists. Here I'm opening up all the joints in the body just in case any latent energy has become trapped. My goal for this practice as I came out this afternoon was just to open up my body and release the tension that I woke up with. I used to have debilitating anxiety, and since doing these practices, it's mitigated it significantly, although sometimes being in a stressful environment will definitely trigger me at times. Just release your hands, dip your chin to your chest, and we'll come into some neck rotations. You'll notice here I'm not really sending my head back. I'm being very careful with my neck. I'm also going nice and slow so I can really feel into every creak and crack. We have many meridians that travel through the neck, so this is also good for opening up these pathways, including those for the stomach, the large intestine, gallbladder. Just helping to move this energy through the body. I'm going in both directions, and then we'll breathe the head back up to neutral. And from here, we'll step out to our Wuji or basic stance. Sinking the weight, feeling the feet solid on the ground. Here, just shifting the weight from one leg to the other, taking a pause at center, feeling into where your center is. Often when we get stressed, this is what we lose, our capacity to stay anchored, centered, and stable. This whole practice will help to bring you back to that inner equilibrium. One hand will be placed on the lower dantian and the other one opposite on your spine. Here we're going to circle through the hips, keeping the head in alignment. If it's helpful, you can imagine drawing circles with your tailbone, leaning gently into the hips, never overstretching or overreaching, really listening to your body. What messages is it trying to convey to you? For every one of our forms, we do both directions equally, bringing the body back into balance. Just taking your own time, moving in the opposite direction, always going at your own pace for any of the forms that we're doing here. I'm your guide, but you are in your body. The more that we can embody our own energy and essence, the more authentically we live and the less contrast we are experiencing within. Slowly just drawing yourself back to the center position. From here, we're just going to reach out, turn your palm over so it faces the sky, nice side lean, and I'm looking into the corner of my elbow here. Breathing in, coming up, and I'm pressing the palm upwards towards the sky for a little extra stretch down the side of the body. If this is too much for you, you can keep your palm facing downward. This also helps to nourish the organs by flooding them with fresh blood and energy. Breathing in to come up and breathing out to lean. Knees stay unlocked for the practice. We want to allow the energy to flow through the body without hindrance. Breathing in, we're coming into a forward fold. You'll be bending your knees as much as you need to here, keeping the spine in alignment, and then chin to chest and folding all the way over. I have very long arms, so I'm not actually bending over that far here, but because my arms are quite long, that's why I place my hands flat. Breathing in, coming back up, all the way up overhead to breathe in, and breathing out, waving back down. never overstretching or overreaching. This is part of a mental tendency that can help to set us off balance. You're really listening to your body. Now we'll step out a little wider here, not quite into Mabu or horse stance. We'll come into knocking on the door of life, knocking across the lower belly and also across the lower back at the point Ming Men, or the gate of life. This will help to stimulate energy flow through the lower dantian and clear stagnation. We want to make sure the kidneys are what we call in Qigong nice and firm, not leaking energy, not holding or constraining, but this beautiful, natural, free flow. I've moved up to points lung 1 and 2 at the moment on the lungs, just to give the lungs a bit of a boost. Lungs are very important, so much so that we have 2 of them instead of just 1. Allow yourself to gently come to a stop. Allow that energy to just settle down, and then bring your feet a little bit closer together back to Wuji, and we'll come into the practice of shaking. Just really allowing the body to relax, let all your joints be soft and loose. Feeling your heels tap against the ground. Raising up the hands, shaking out, letting your wrists be soft, your elbows to relax. Just fully letting go in this moment. Oftentimes in life, it's not what we need more of that may be the issue, but perhaps what we could do with letting go of. I know this was the case for me today. I'd really allowed my thoughts to get carried away with something that I really had no control over. And this is an old pattern of anxiety that crops up within me. And as I'm making my way through a lot of changes at the moment, we'll come across these little glitches or road humps. And just know that whatever is going on for you, you will make it through. And the calmer that you can stay, the more quickly that energy will pass. Just taking some nice deep breaths in and out, really feeling the freedom of that energy moving through your body. Clasping the hands together again, thumbs on the outside, and we'll come to tap at the center of the chest. This is the middle sea of Qi. I'm tapping 9 times. Really nice for emotional regulation. Breathing in, hands up overhead, and breathing out to turn to your left. Breathing back into center, and then breathing out to turn to the right. Letting the hands come back down, and we'll tap this point in the middle of the chest again. Just breathing naturally and not tapping too hard, but just enough so that you can feel this slight jolt. Breathing out, turning to the left. Breathing in and then out back to the right. Back to center and release back down, tapping at the chest. Breath is just natural, just feeling that connection with your heart space. And one more time, we'll just have a nice little side stretch getting into the liver on the right and starting with the spleen and stomach on the left. And then just releasing your hands back down. Let your fingers disconnect. Crossing the forearms in front of the chest, breathing into expand, and we'll come into some nice spinal cord curls. Opening up through the chest, leaning over with the upper half of the body as though you're compressing your elbows into the bottom of the ribs. This is a really nice way to release stagnation from the spine and also through the liver. Breathing out to fold over and breathing in to pull back and release down. Allow your arms to just float back down. Smooth and soft, nice and relaxed. Here we'll step out into Mabu, so about double shoulder width apart. You want to make sure your feet out in front of you, and we're going to sink the weight down slightly. One hand on each thigh, taking a breath in. As you breathe out, cross your right hand over your left and look over your left shoulder. Breathing back into center and breathing out to look over the right shoulder. This is just scanning the horizon, so I'm not leaning over, I'm not doing anything but offering a little twist for the spine to really nourish the kidneys. You're only looking back as far as feels comfortable for you. Remembering not to overstretch or overwork. Hands in prayer. Breathe out, push one hand forward, the other that's behind you. Both hands are going to reach and push. Breathing into center and out to push. The spine is the hub for our nervous system. So as I was saying, I had this terrible anxiety. This program is very beneficial for helping to release that, getting really deep into the spine and really grounding and connecting my energy, coming back to center. From here, you're going to bring the hands down in front of the lower dantian, breathing in, coming up, breathing out, head, neck, back in alignment, waving down. You're using your core strength. As we come back up here, I'm tucking the tailbone under and waving the energy up the spine. Breathing in to come up. This is very good for not only your nervous system and your spine, but also the kidneys. And kidneys are the place in the body where we hold fear. And usually anxiety is a stress response. I know for myself, I was feeling really anxious and fearful about something that I was believing could possibly happen. I was very determined to release this, for I know that what you're thinking and believing is what you're creating. Last form in Mabu, hands crossing over the chest, coming into pulling the bow to shoot the golden eagle. Your outer hand makes a fist. The inner hand expands out, and then we swap. So here the inner hand becomes the outer, making a fist, and we breathe in and pull the bow across the chest. I'm making an L shape with my forefinger and thumb. Breathing in to expand through the heart and lungs, really filling myself with fresh energy and vitality. Releasing tendencies towards stress, overthinking, learned helplessness, which is what this all stemmed from. We'll do one more round to either side. If you're feeling tired, just allow yourself to pulse up without locking your knees at any time. Don't push yourself beyond what feels comfortable. This is the last one, so we'll cross the hands in front of the chest. Then you'll uncross and allow them to wave down and gently come back into Wu Ji. We've been here for a little while, so you may wish to just shake out your ankles, give them a little bit of get the energy moving back through them. And then we're come into some little flow movements to finish the practice. Breathing in to draw the hands up overhead. Breathing out to bring them back down. This is one of my favorite practices for just regulating the breath and the energy. Buddha holds up the earth. Lower half of the body is grounded and stable, anchored to the nourishment of the planet, our home. Hands reach up to draw in the energy of heaven or the sky, the infinite expansiveness of the yang qi. Allowing the hands to wave back down. From here, we're going to draw them up. Push out in front of you, breathe in to expand, and then allow the hands to wave back down. Breathing in to come up, gentle push out, and wave back down. If this breath is too long for you, big long in breath, and out to wave down. Check your own breathing, what feels comfortable. You can also breathe in to come up, breathe out here just to push forward, and then breathe in again as the arms expand open. And breathe out to wave down. We want to finish this practice by settling the breath and bringing the body back into equilibrium. Breathing in to draw up, out for a gentle push, and then in as the arms expand open, and out as they wave back down. Often what happens when we become fearful or anxious is we hold the breath, or the breath becomes very shallow. Just by bringing our conscious awareness into our breathing, we can help to slow down or mitigate that sense of racing inside. We keep the mind on the breath and the body, which affords an opportunity for that stress to vacate or settle down. Feet again are nice and connected to the earth. And I'm breathing in this beautiful, fresh energy all around me. Feeling my connection to the planet, which is our home, and offers us all of our sustenance for our physical form. When you're ready, hands will rest in front of the lower dantian, and we'll circle gently with the hands soft. There's no tension. You'll notice that I'm moving my torso rather than my arms. There is a slight drawing the arms back in towards the body as I come around. Breathing out just to gently push out. There's no leaning forward or coming off balance. Just a gentle breathing in and then breathing out. Nice and slow and soft. I'm really bending my knees here just to allow more freedom of movement. You don't have to bend your knees as deeply. Come back to center. We'll go back the other way. Breathing in to come around and out to push out. Gathering this energy at the lower dantian, creating a beautiful, deep root system, keeping us connected to our own truth, integrity, authenticity, and that free-flowing chi like the water behind me, which will just naturally move over and around obstacles. Hands back at the lower dantian, and just seal this energy in. Crossing the hands over the chest, this time one on each shoulder, and coming into the eternal embrace, giving yourself a hug, really treasuring and valuing who you are in this moment, holding yourself in great reverence, love, and respect. This is the key to positive, healthy, lasting change. And then just gathering in what you need and allowing what's ready to go to just flush through the body and out through the base of the feet. Draw your feet back together. We'll circle the belly 3 times, just moving this energy through the body. I thank you always for taking time to share your energy with me. May you feel calm and relaxed after this practice, and may you always remember that love is always the answer.